Hey, how's it going? Okay, hopefully that's the only glitch we have tonight. But hey, welcome to this 5,000 subscriber celebration. Uh, Hopefully we'll have a handful of you guys joining here in a minute. But got a bunch of giveaways. I've got, let me see, what are we doing here? How many I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it looks like I'm going to have 16 giveaways tonight. So that ought to be cool. Drop a line, say hello. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Hey, thank you, Randall. Hopefully I got a little notice here from YouTube that the stream quality is poor, but hopefully I had a little glitch right at the beginning, but it looks like it's running pretty good now. And wasn't able to stream this on the same sort of placeholder that I created just because it was some of the stuff I wanted to do. Basically, we ran a stream a few weeks ago, and then I did a test earlier today. Some of the stuff I wanted to do, I couldn't use the webcam thing. So, hey, here's my sister, second subscriber. That's awesome. Thank you. And thanks, Randall, for letting me know that that it looks good on your end. So I got to tell you, when I started this a couple years ago, I didn't think I'd end up with any subscribers. To be honest with you, that's not why I started it. But the last year, the growth has been incredible. And hey, Ryan, how you doing, man? Hope you're feeling okay. It's kind of funny. So Jumbletron there in the comments, his was one of the first live streams, fishing related that I watched, and he did some cool things in it. So when I started thinking about this, I went back and watched some of the stuff that he did, and I was just trying to think, like, how do I create something that's entertaining, and I'd like to do some live streams on a excuse me, on a more regular basis. But then I had all these giveaways that I wanted to do, and so I have a little notepad here to sort of keep track of it, but I didn't want to try to run it while I'm doing everything else. I mean, if you guys are watching my videos, you know I can be a little ADHD at times and stuff like that. So I wanted to be able to focus on the stream for the most part, and not on trying to keep track of everybody. So thank you everybody who's joining, everybody who likes, subscribes, watches the videos. It's just it means a lot to me. It really does. And I had somebody comment recently that, as one of the first YouTubers that really got back to him, I'm like, I don't necessarily consider myself a YouTuber, I guess, but literally, if you comment on a video, I'm going to reply back to you. It's the least I can do, and I always try to do that. Yeah, I know it's not on the 5K one. I was explaining that a little earlier, Matt. So thank you. Um, Basically, YouTube, I think there's three ways to set up a live stream ahead of time. One of them is with a webcam, one of them was a streaming platform, and I think the other one might be by mobile or something. And so in the past, I've used a webcam, but I decided to use streaming software this time just to be able to do the stuff that I wanted to do. So I'm hoping that people have um, people have notifications on that we're wanting to see that, and they should know that I'm going live anyway. Okay, well, hey, how about we reward some of the early people here, and we'll just start the first giveaway. Does that sound okay to everybody? Hey, thanks, guys. I didn't know there were people over there waiting. I wonder if I can get on. Be weird if I could. Actually, I know I can't because the webcam's used on this one too. Anyway, so I appreciate that, guys. If you guys go over there and let them know what's going on, I'll wait for the first giveaway. Got the fire running behind me tonight. It's not real cold, but it's going to get a little chilly tonight. And I figured it would look nice behind me than just having the dark fireplace back there. So who's been getting out fishing? Let me know what some of your good catches have been so far this spring. Ambiance, yes. A little bit of heat coming back here too, so. Here, while we're waiting, so anybody who wins anything tonight, the best way to contact me is 2-pound largemouth on Monday. Awesome. It's from Mr. UCL. Anybody who wins anything tonight, the best way to contact me is these are sort of like in descending order of the best way to get a hold of me. If you shoot me an email to this email address, shoot me a message on Instagram. It's actually why I was just a little late starting, because I was chatting back and forth about the Era baits, the tiny glide drop tonight. But so email, Instagram, then Facebook, and then TikTok. I mean, you know, I have a presence on TikTok, but I'm not actually all that active there. So. Okay, we got 14. Looks like Matt and Ryan probably made it over there and let everybody know what was going on with the two different streams. So that's awesome. If anybody has joined from sort of the scheduled live stream, just make a comment down there and let me know you guys are over here. Puffers in the surf? Like actual like puffer fish? I didn't know you could do that. Okay, Matt took care of it. No problem, Mark. Thank you. I am not a live streaming expert for sure, but you know, just trying to get it done right, and I couldn't figure out how to make that connection happen. It turns out I set it up as a webcam, as I mentioned to some of the other people. So back to Randall with the puffer fish in the surf. I never knew that was a thing. I'm actually going to be down in Hatteras Island June. I know the fishing is probably not great in June down there, but I'll probably do a little bit of surf fishing with some guys that I'm going down with, but I'm hoping to do some BFS fishing down around Hatteras Island, and I'll try to figure out how to make that work. Quite frankly, even if I'm just catching little pinfish or flounder or something like that, it'd make me happy. So early spring every year for puffer fish. That's cool. Is that like the dog face puffers or the spotted puffers? I don't want to get into puffers too much. It just sounds really cool to me. Okay, while we're doing that, Pompano should be down there in the summer. That's good. Well, hey, we're gonna switch over to do giveaway number 1. I hope. Okay, looks like we should be good here. Okay, so the first thing that we're giving away is sort of a Kistler swag kit. You got the Kistler team hat. I'm not sure if they ever sold these on the website. I know they were given to the different official team members. The guys who work the Bassmaster Classic, they got these little floating keychain thing. We've got sunglass bag, got some chapstick, and these new line reminder labels that came out sometime maybe mid last year, late last year. But basically, they're these labels that you can stick on your reel to let you know when you put it on there and what pound test it is. So all you need to do is just comment Kistler swag, and then the timer will start, and in 5 minutes it's going to pick a winner. And so I've got a few of those kits to give away throughout the night, but that's giveaway number one. Go back to the. Hey, thank you, Paul. Yeah, sorry you guys were over on the other. I'm just I'm not awesome with that with the live stream stuff so far. So Ray, he's got 2 catfish and haven't been able to get out much. Okay. Hey Mark, you probably want to remove that hashtag, it looks like, on this one. Some of them have hashtags, some of them don't. Just, I want you to be in there. Actually, you're in. Nobody else is in there. No spaces, guys. The hashtag didn't matter. Okay. It's kind of interesting. There's a little time delay, so I'm not really sure. I have the official YouTube screen over here on my side, and I have my screen here. So. And so while people are commenting and we're doing that giveaway, let's see, any other catches we got to. Folks, please do not forget to hit the like button on the stream. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, that's nice. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mark. I could have just, like, told everybody, don't worry about it. Mark's the only person that got in. And if you guys have any just general questions too, like we can do a general Q&A. I'm not going to be great at. I mean, I probably can talk for an hour and a half, but if you guys have questions, you have things you want to talk about, we can bring that up. A lot of the names I recognize. I'm not going to guarantee we can do this, but if anybody wants to try to be a guest on the stream tonight, it'll be a little clunky probably, but I'll be happy to give it a try. Probably the best way to do that, I'll open up my Instagram, and if you do, I think you're gonna have to do it through email, and you can send me a message on Instagram, and I don't know, we can give it a try. It's something that I want to do in the future to sort of plan in advance and maybe get some different people to sort of do some live streams with me and talk about those kind of things. This is 5 minutes too long. 5 minutes is probably too long. Still new at bass fishing. Well, that's cool, man. So hey, Ray. So what have you been using so far? Like, what are the lures that you're starting with as you're getting used to it? And are we talking largemouth? Yeah. So let's see. I'm going to stay here with okay. Bifus fishing, 7-pound 3-ounce largemouth. Awesome. That's great. Cool. Well, hey, real quick. So for those guys that are starting largemouth fishing, probably my top producing largemouth bait in the spring, and it can work year round, but like April, May, which is essentially like late pre-spawn, spawn, and early post-spawn in my area. The wacky rig, the wacky worm. So if you have like a Power BFS rod, or you can use a smaller, thinner worm, but I like the Yamamoto Senko. It runs about 11 grams when it's wacky rigged. So that's not it's not exactly a lightweight lure, but it's not heavy by any means. But I tell you what, bass seem to not be able to resist that most days, and so It's a really easy lure to use. You sort of cast it out, let it sink, and it sort of flutters down, and then you just lift it up. And most of the fish that I catch are within the first couple twitches, and then after that I typically bring it in and um, just cast again. And I'm casting more to spots where I think the fish should be, like right beside structure, things like that, or even occasionally if I see a fish cruising, I'll cast right to them, and sometimes I can pick them up. So the wacky rig is awesome. Okay, the first giveaway's wrapping up here. Rougarou, I will get to you here in just a second. I need to at least write down. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to see all these without watching the video here at the end, so I need to write down who wins this first giveaway. And it's Ray, who I was just talking to, so congrats, Ray. Awesome. Okay, first one's done. So I'm going to see if I can okay, second giveaway. This is, go back to, so this is a Kistler shirt, but it's a 3XL. So Kistler shirt in like the sage green color. Very similar to what I have on, it's just I'm wearing a smaller size in a different color. So this one is hashtag Kistler. And on I have 3 shirts to give away, and I do want to let you know the sizes just to make sure it's okay. So Texas Rig Finesse Worm, yeah, that produces really nice too. Hey Feather, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining us again. Hey, I think I've got a 4X Kistler shirt coming later, so if 3X isn't big enough for the family, then maybe the 4X will be. Rougarou, thoughts on the Sunline Siglon versus the Verebus 4-carrier braid. So far, one of the things that the Siglon was supposed to be good at was knot strength, and so it's one of the highest rated lines for knot strength, and so far that seems to be the case for me. I mean, I've pulled out a couple things so far this year, straightened a couple hooks that I feel like all my previous braids the line would have broken somewhere. I'm also running a different fluorocarbon leader right now. It's a prototype. I'm not allowed to say who it's with yet, but it's it's a company that's playing around with some new fluorocarbon lines, and they're playing around with some BFS weight fluorocarbons. I tell you what, it seems to be really good so far. They want me to try it as mainline, and I do have it spooled up on a reel, but I'm just such a braid guy that I still haven't brought myself out to throw it yet. Till the weather's nice, I'm not going to be throwing fluorocarbon in really windy conditions, and it's been a windy spring. So where are we at? 258. So the knot strength has been really good. One thing that I'm surprised how hard this has been for me is I bought a bunch of it in blue, partly because I had a really good price and I like blue, and so but it's not my favorite line color, but I figured I'd give it a try, and I have a project that hopefully I'll get really rolling on next week that I needed a lot of line. So the Siglon seemed like the right choice at the time, but I tell you what, this blue has been very hard for me to pick up, and it's only if it's going the right direction where the sun's sort of hitting it perpendicular. That's the only time I can pick it up. If the sun's to my right and it's going to my left, the line disappears. So it's basically, it has to be headed into the sun and perpendicular to the sun for my eyes to pick up the blue. And then I have the multicolor as well, and it same thing, on certain colors it just disappears. And so I mean, it could be good from a visibility standpoint to fish too. I don't know how well they'll see the blue in the water. It should show up better than a pink or a red though, especially as you get down in the deeper water. So with that being said, the few backlashes I've had have come out very easily with the Siglon, but it also came out really good with the Varavus X4 bait finesse stuff, the green. I did like the green Varavus because it shows up really nice. The green and the yellow alternations are good, and from a a personal perspective, the colors on the Kistler Hunt bait finesse rods, it matches really well with the Varavus stuff, so that was cool. The Siglon comes on 150 yard spools, so I can spool 3 reels with it, where the Varavus typically is in 75. They might make it in other sizes, but I just can't find it very often. And so that 75 yards that's the limiting factor for Varavus for me, because I'm putting typically 45 to 50 yards on a reel, so I kind of waste a third of what's on there. Did I mention sensitivity yet? Sensitivity on the Sunline has been really good. I've been very happy with it. I've felt, wasn't sure yet, but I've felt a couple bites on slack line so far, and that's something that is important to me. The Varavus does that as well. The J-braid, that was one thing kind of lacking for me, is sometimes I wasn't picking up those slack line bites, and I don't know if that was the line or if it was just conditions, but I don't remember feeling that quite as much as I did with the Varavus and now the Sunline again. So I'm happy with it, but I will say that probably in the fall, because these will last me through the summer, but probably in the fall I'll start switching any reels that need to switch over to I shouldn't have said this because I can't remember the name of it right now. The Suffix 832, and they've got a color pink python that I wrote a whole article on why pink is good, but also why I like it personally, just because I can see it in almost every condition. So the Suffix 832 is ranked right there with the Sunline and lab testing, and so I'll probably start trying it out starting in the fall would be my guess. Randall says he's been using the FC Sniper. Oh, hey, I missed the winner. So hey, yeah, so Paul won, so thank you guys. So actually I'm really liking the idea of the way I've got this set up, because now if I forget, the system takes care of it for me. And it will just stay there based on what we learned in testing today until I recognize it. So congrats, Paul. Paul says pick again. He's a 5X. Okay, well, how about this, Paul? Do you think a 4X might work? I'm checking over here to see if I can redo this. Almost. Congratulations, Paul. Yeah, Mark. Okay, I'm going to switch to the next one, and we'll figure out if we're going to redo that one later or not. Okay. So this is for this little BFS Addict sticker. I've got a few of these to give away. So just hashtag sticker. These one size fits all, so that ought to work. 4X might work. Okay, so what we'll do, Paul, is I will send you the 4X, and then I'll redo the 3X later on. Ooh, man, hey, so hopefully fast recovery there, man, and always happy to ask questions. So take care. Hopefully you can hit the water soon. Thanks for joining us. Okay, did I miss any other questions? Feather says Kistler Hunt will be my next high-end rod purchase. Awesome. Pure Lure Silver Feather show up today. Yeah, I looked at the Creek Dance. I've got the Silver Feather. I've taken it out a few times. I just haven't put any good fish on it yet. So I do have a video that I want to do. It's one of my, I don't know, it's one of the kind of videos that I do, I guess. Maybe a lot of guys don't do them, but it's from February, and I haven't edited it yet. I've been working on a few things, so. But actually what I like about the Silver Feather is it seems to be like really friendly. You know, it's almost impossible to blow the thing up. So my wife's going to start getting into fishing with me. She finally bought a fishing rod or a fishing license this year. And so I'm probably going to get her started with that Silver Feather. It says I have an excellent connection now. I kind of feel like the stream is like a couple minutes behind me right now. Actually, I can see it's almost 2 minutes delay. That's crazy. So if you guys if you guys get these weird pauses in this, sometimes it's me trying to figure out what's actually happening because I'm literally seeing 3 screens, and they're not synced. So, have I tried the old 18 BFS rod? So no. So here's the story on Cashion, old 18, and Kistler. So back in the late winter of last year, I was looking for sort of like that next sort of rod up, something in the power BFS range, and so I was trying to figure out okay, which one do I want to go with. All 3 of them, you know, American made. All of them seem to be good rods. So here, let's just do that. And the giveaway is still running live, so you can still put #sticker in there. But between those 3 rods, there was something about the Kistler Helium, which is not a BFS rod, but it looked like it was rated for what I wanted to be able to throw, which is, you know, every once in a while some of the BFS purists give me a little bit of a hard time because, you know, I'll throw half-ounce baits. You know, I'll throw a Whopper Plopper 90 at times on BFS gear. And so I was looking for some of the crankbaits and some of the swim bait stuff that I wanted to do, which is right on the border of bait finesse. The Kistler Helium seemed like a great fit. And so I went that route and was blown away. And then, you know, in some ways you can say the rest is history, right? Because when Trey Kistler reached out to me, I was already completely in love with his existing product line, so I was 100% in to try to help. So go back to the giveaway here. I just felt like that was covering me up, and I wanted to make that clear. So I haven't tried the old 18 or the Cashion yet, but I plan to. I really do. You know, I don't have any limitations from Kistler or anything on what rods I'm allowed to fish with, what I'm allowed to buy, what I'm allowed to you know, do videos on, and I do want to compare. I mean, on the release video, I said something to the effect of, you know, I think, you know, we've made possibly the best bait finesse rods in the world, and I have yet to fish anything better than these, but I'll be on the search for it, right? Because when we, you know, I think the next thing, like, there's got to be a premium level experience in a fast rod that might be a little bit better for bottom contact, but it might be Megabass, it might be old 18, I don't know. And eventually we'll get to the point where we try that. Okay, first sticker's getting ready to wrap up. Best budget BFS reel for beginners. Thanks, Ryan, for keeping an eye out for everybody. Let's see who gets the sticker. It's not all just giveaways either. We're gonna have a couple trivia games coming up here too. We got Matt. Hey, the Recon team. Yeah, so Jacob, um, yeah, best best budget reel for beginners. You know that Silver Feather seems pretty good so far. The Solo King Acura though, like it's $30 to $40 most of the times. You get it from AliExpress. It's really hard to go wrong with that particular one. You know, so that's you know that's something to consider. Um, Arc Gravity is a good recommendation. The Hybo Arise Air is pretty much the same reel as I understand it as the Arc Gravity. I think I just need to stop looking at this YouTube feed because it's clearly behind because I'm getting comments and it's still 20 seconds late. So that's cool. What else we got here? Again, throw up my contact info. Anybody who wins, you can send me email or on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok if you want to wait a long time to hear from me. My video with the most views is on TikTok, and I think last I looked it was 182,000. So, but you know, I still don't spend a lot of time on TikTok. Let's get back here. So let's see what's up next in the. So yes, congrats, Mats, for sure. Okay, we got. Oh, looks like I got 2 more giveaways real quick. Okay, so this one, this is a tackle warehouse. Here, let me get rid of the thing here. Tackle warehouse, gray with black and blue logo. It's a size large, and so you know, I don't have every size covered through this, but at least I've got 3 different size shirts. So this is a tackle warehouse one. Came in one of those big unboxing orders. So we'll give that away. We have 1 more giveaway, and then we're going to do some trivia, which has a better prize. So stay tuned for that. Hey Ray, let me check something for you real quick. Let me check something real quick. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Ray, you'd asked about Kistler has a new line out. These are not made in America, but as you know, I'm part of the Kistler family. This Curios fishing rod is sort of like the entry level Curios, and as this is sort of like a launch price, and they do have a medium heavy, which is rated from a 1/4 ounce to 1 ounce. I don't know if that's sufficient for what you're looking for. I think you said I think you might have said a heavy. So I'm not. Sometimes Kistler's rods are rated a little bit heavier than others, but you know this one. It's been getting really good reviews from a lot of the other guys who have the higher end Kistler stuff. They've sort of been blown away by how good this one actually is. But again, it's handmade, but it's made in China. But it's a Kistler. It's white all the way up, so it's got a little bit of a cool look. I'll transition back so I can see the comments. Hi, Casey. And so Ray, that Kistler Curios, I don't know if that one is one that would work for you or not. I don't know a lot of the sort of the traditional bass gear because that's just Frog and something. I can't see it here. And this giveaway right now is for a Tackle Warehouse shirt. Hashtag tackle, size large, if anybody wants in on it. So one more giveaway and then we'll do the first trivia game of the night. If anybody else has any other recommendations for a heavy power, moderate, fast action casting rod, low budget, frog fishing and A-rig, okay. Okay, Jacob, on the KastKing Zephyr, 100%, you know, anybody who watches the channel knows that I'm a little biased. I'm not a KastKing fan. And if you're going to spend the 40 or 50 bucks, I would much rather just get the Acura before I get the KastKing. So that's just me. KastKing has had too many quality issues, and some of their business practices seem to be anti-American marketplace in a way. I just I'm not a fan of them. But you got me to say KastKing, which it's like the name that shall not be mentioned. Feather, the Gomexa spool for the TW80, I kind of forget that Tatula that I'm fishing with is a converted reel. The few bigger fish that, not huge, but the few bigger fish that I've gotten into on it, the drag clicker, it's louder, but it doesn't feel like it's creating any kind of problem. So, Mr. UCL, just tackle, not Tackle Warehouse. Don't know if you're already in or not, but you got 12 seconds. Okay, see who wins this one. Hey, just so far, what do you think about the structure of the giveaways? And has this been working for everybody? It's not my brother-in-law Byron on there, is it? Casey Jones. Casey Jones. Congrats. Randall, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, we got one more. I mean, we got a lot of giveaways tonight, but we're going to do one more before we go to trivia. So this is for another kit of the hey, thanks for joining us, Byron. That's awesome. So Byron is my brother-in-law, and if you see Jay Lehue, that's actually my sister. So it's awesome for them to join in. So this Kistler swag kit, again, this is a Kistler team hat. I'm not sure if this has ever been sold to the public, but it's available to a lot of the Kistler team members and the guys who worked the Bassmaster Classic just last week. This is the hat they were wearing. We've got a little key floaty in case you drop it off your kayak or your boat, or you're just clumsy like me and you drop it in the water. Got some chapstick, and honestly, I kind of look forward to whenever I get a shipment of rods because there's always a little thing of chapstick. It's really good chapstick. We've got a sunglasses case, and where'd the line lay? Oh, and then I'm going to open one of these up just so you guys can see these. So these line reminder labels, Trey spent a crazy amount of time developing them, but they stay on extremely well. They've got a little card in here so that you can write down the little notes too. But it helps you keep track of when you put line on a reel, what it was, what the pound test was, because none of us want to have one of those experiences where we lose a fish to old line. And so I got a bunch of these going out. So. Giveaway as a bonus. Hey, I appreciate you guys. That's thanks for the feedback, Mark. Again, the Q&A part is that's part of why I like to do these. I want to get to the point where maybe we start being able to pull some guests in. I think I have to plan that ahead of time, but I wonder. I don't know if I can move this stuff. Oh, I can move this stuff in real time. Awesome. Hey, I'm just learning as I go here. I'm playing around and figuring stuff out. But the yeah, well, I mean, so Mark, the giveaway part, I thought it was, you know, I'm so appreciative for everything that you guys and everybody who watches the channel has given, that I wanted to give away something. And so, you know, I reached out to, good time to do a little pitch, right? So I reached out to 4 companies that I really respect, and all 4 of them said, I mean, literally most of them were within minutes, like absolutely. And so obviously Trey Kistler boxed up a bunch of stuff and sent it to me. More stuff that I can give away in this, so we'll probably give away some other Kistler stuff in future lives. I reached out to Bait Finesse Empire, and so we have a prize from them coming soon. I reached out to Mule Fishing, and so we have a prize from Mule Fishing coming soon. And then I reached out to Jody Cousins of Thomas Customs Lures, and so we have a prize coming from them later on. And so I just wanted to make sure that, you know, if I was going to give stuff away, for the most part, I wanted it to be from companies that I like to work with and people that I buy from and who have supported me in general. And so that's why we're giving away those things. The Tackle Warehouse thing just seemed like a good time to give away a Tackle Warehouse shirt that I ended up with. So, because again, if you watch the channel, you probably know that I've grown much fonder of Fish USA than Tackle Warehouse. And so I do have and I don't promote this at all, but I do have an affiliate deal with Fish USA, and so I try to buy from them whenever I can. So I got to get rid of the Tackle Warehouse shirt, you know. Just being honest with you. Yes, they do sell the line reminder labels as a standalone. I'm searching here on the. And I'll show you here. Let me see if I can browser with Cam and giveaway. So we got 50 seconds left on the swag, but they go for 20 bucks. And I don't know if I'm logged in. It doesn't look like I'm logged in. So this is the actual price. So yeah, I mean, it's, so, you know, just the line reminder labels alone are 20 bucks. So I think the hat's 25. So those Kistler swag prizes are probably $50 or $60 prizes. So get back to the other thing. So they you know, Trey worked. I feel like Trey worked on those line reminder labels longer than we did on the prototyping of the rods, because, you know, between their experience and then what I wanted, like it only took us 2 rounds of prototypes to get the rods where I was very happy with them. I don't know how many rounds of line reminder labels we went through or he went through to make that happen. So let me go back here. Okay, winner on the next set of swag. Dun, dun, dun. And then we're going to do a trivia game. Ray's cleaning it. Man, you know, we're going to have to. Hey, Ray, if you want 2 of these, let me know. But I haven't figured out a way to prevent like multiple winners. So Discount Tackle, I feel like I've bought from them maybe once. But I just, you know, there's so many different places that once I have some good experiences and find the stuff that I want, we go to another one. So I have no issues with Ray getting 2 of them. So just as a heads up. So this is just all random. So what is the Acura? The Acura is it's Doviello Acura. The bad side of not being downstairs is I can't get to, here, let me switch to, give me just a second and I will pull it up for you. I do have a couple things pulled up, but I can never, you know, anticipate everything that. That is the old one. We don't want that one. Unfortunately, the anniversary sale just finished. No, that's it, I think. Browser with Cam. So this is the Solo King Acura. It's often available under $40. So I mean, if you probably just wait a couple weeks on AliExpress, you'll probably see it there. I've seen it as well, like down around $27, $29. But it's kind of like the budget king of reels right now. It casts really well, and anyway, you know, so that's what the Acura is. On Amazon, I think it's under Doviello, and on AliExpress, it's under Solo King. And there might be one more name if anybody remembers what that is, but. Okay, I'm catching up on comments real quick. Thanks, Feather. I mean, part of what I try to do is just, I try to learn as I'm going, and then, you know, share with you guys. So, do you like the casting distance? Yes, I've really been pleased with it overall. Again, it's hard to believe that it's a conversion, and it's amazing to me that it's not what they released for the new BFS reels this year, because it's just the Tatula with the Gomexa spool has been absolutely amazing. Matt said he just got his first order of mule fishing. Yes, that I tell you what, mule fishing it was some of the first stuff I started using, and I honestly need to use it more. Mr. UCL, SV boost on the Gomexus was an improvement of the standard. I tell you what, it really has been kind of crazy how good it is. Okay. Ray says he's never won anything before, so this has been amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, it's not a first comment thing either. I tried to make this as you know, as fair as possible. Hey, James, there's more, so hang out. With the next prize coming up just in a moment. I'm just catching up on comments right now. Yeah, Feather says his Solo King's $29. That was what mine was too. So let's go on to a trivia game. Ooh, wait a minute. Okay, so the trivia is not showing up the way I want it to. So you're not gonna. This is good and bad, right? You're not gonna see my face too much through the trivia game unless I figure out something partway through. But so the idea with the trivia game is, I think I came up with 8 questions. This is BFS trivia, and you're gonna answer 1, 2, 3, or 4. So it's just multiple choice. And so the first criteria for winning is whoever gets the most right answers, and then the tiebreaker is how fast you get it in, right? So there is a speed requirement on this one, and the prize for this is a Bait Finesse Empire gift card. And so what I'll do is I will connect you with Amir, who owns Bait Finesse Empire, and he will give you the code for your gift card. So I'm going to go back to the game. Actually, I'm going to wait maybe 10 more seconds. So it'll be about 10 seconds before we start. I just don't want this countdown screen up here too long. My goal was to have my picture over the side, and it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So, Okay, here we go. Good luck, everybody. And I'm not going to give you any answers. James had to get that number 1 in there. Okay, we got 13 seconds. I'm still playing around here, seeing if I can do something. Okay, which country is credited with originating the BFS fishing technique? Okay, we'll see what the right answer is here. There it is, Japan. 15 seconds to the next question. Sorry you're lagging, James. It says the connection here is fast, but okay, which type of fishing rod is typically used in BFS fishing? Seems like timing wise, maybe I could shave a few seconds off of these, but I don't know. Is this working okay for everybody so far? Has this been fun? Hopefully. I don't know. Let's go back and see who got the right answers. Oh, where is it? Okay, wait a minute. I gotta pause. I lost it. Okay, it should come back. Okay, let me see if I can get this back here. Okay, here we go. Oh. So ultralight was the right answer. I need to stop screwing around. Just let this run its course. Next question. What is the primary characteristic of a BFS reel? This is exciting. Well, maybe as we do it a few more times, I'll get a little bit better at running it, and I'll get this set up so that it functions exactly the way I want it to. But so far, it's working pretty good. Okay, question 4 is up. Halfway through. It's kind of surprised nobody said expensive price there, but but we were just talking about the Acura, you know, which a lot of people pick up for 30 bucks or less. So remember, this is for a Bait Finesse Empire gift card. So which of the following is not a common target of species for BFS fishing? Although I have caught this species, but $27 on now. Three seconds. I kind of feel like the second trivia game is a little bit harder, but we'll see. So which of the following is not a component of a BFS setup? Jacob asked a question on there. Yes, you can use fly fishing lures. You got to have the right rod, which handles down to typically well below 1 gram, and you have to have a reel that's capable of doing it. And most of the budget reels don't get there without a little bit of upgrading. So a couple ways that you can do it though without just relying on the weight of the fly is if you have some sort of casting bubble or float popper, then you can actually fish dry flies behind those on BFS. Or if you want to cast the sinking ones, you can use what's called a Cheburashka rig, and it's, you know, a little weight. You can get them down to even half gram, but the Cheburashka rig will let you get the fly down, and you can even tie it and then tie sort of like a dropper off of the weight, and then fish your fly behind it. So there's a couple ways you can fish flies without relying on being able to cast, you know, 0.4 grams or something. Okay, question 7. What type of fishing line is most commonly used? It's not the only one, it's just what most people out of this group tend to use. Feather's just having fun, I think, so. Hey, Byron, I like that new logo, the 304 logo. That's cool. I thought you were just joking around, Feather, when you hit lead core. Okay, last question, and we'll figure out who got the total overall best score. According to Shimano, what's the top end of Bass Focus BFS lure weights? This one got a lot of people. That might be the difference. So Shimano, their BFS line for bass, most of their rods are rated 5 to 15 grams. They're firmly in the what is often referred to as the power BFS range. And that's part of why I had that. Looks like Matt won. Technically doesn't show up great on my, is that what everybody else sees? Congrats, Matt. Yeah, I can't see it full screen, but it looks like Matt won. Where's my dashboard at? Yeah, so I don't know. It was that last question. You got that last question right, didn't you, Matt? I don't know what the value of the gift certificate is. Honestly, I wasn't, I didn't think to ask. But knowing Bait Finesse Empire, I mean, it's going to be a nice prize. So that's awesome. So congratulations. Let me switch back here. Okay. So I don't know. Was that fun? Hopefully it was. If you got any feedbacks, if I might be able to go in and edit the timing for the second one if we think you need less time. I think the 30 seconds in between is about the minimum just for the system to be system to keep running. Let me see if I broke the whole thing. No. Okay, so the giveaway is still working, so that's good. And we're going to jump right into another giveaway. Okay, good. Glad it was fun. I'm trying to make this a little interesting, and we'll try to. Wouldn't cut the timing at all. Okay, awesome. Hopefully it probably won't be for the next one tonight, but the next time we try something like this, hopefully I'll be able to have hopefully I'll be able to have at least me on the screen. So when we have that little bit of a pause, we can do that. So yeah. So this is another one of the swag kits that we've already given away two. I think Ray won them both, but I think we figured out probably north of a $50 little. Okay, I think I'm back. Hopefully, did you guys see a break in the action? Yeah, okay, awesome. Like all of a sudden, all the screens went dark. I thought the computer crashed, and it was just it was a stream encoder. So, thanks, Ray. Hey, we still got more going on. So. I wasn't sure what was happening. I haven't had that before. Again, I think I don't know if I mentioned at the beginning of this stream. In fact, while you guys are putting Team Kistler, I'm gonna go throw some wood on the fire. I might have forgot too long, but. We'll see if it comes back like the stream did. So, okay, 2 minutes still on the giveaway. Next time we need a scheduled beer. Okay, we'll do that. We'll take like a 5 minute or 3 minute break, whatever we need to before the next trivia question comes up for trivia game. Yeah, it's 45 today. Well, that's it might have been close to 50, but it's 45 right now. A little windy, so I just thought it'd be nice to build a fire and thought it'd look good behind me, but we've been having so much fun I forgot to keep it going. So I see some flames starting. It'll come back. So any other questions here? We got another series of giveaways. If you guys get tired of the giveaways, let me know. I can skip a Kistler shirt if you want, or we can just keep rolling through my plan. I got 4 more planned after this. I guess I got 7 more if we're going to be here that long, but we don't have to stay that long if you guys don't want to. How many BFS reels do I have? Isn't that kind of like asking a woman how much she weighs? So I know that I have close to 18 that I plan on having in rotation this year. But I don't know actually how many I have in the house right now. Is that a good enough answer? You cannot have too many, that's for sure. Okay, let's see who. Oh, this was Matt. Robert, congrats, man. Okay, this screen still works. So just as a reminder, anybody who wins anything, or just to have a way to if you want to contact me, these are in descending order the best ways to reach out so that I can get your address, send stuff to, whatever you want to, or connect you with the companies that are going to give you gift cards. So email info@aaronhunt.net, Instagram @anglingaaron. In fact, I said I'd keep this open and nobody sent me a message, so that's good. Facebook, Aaron Hunt Fishing, and then TikTok. It's, again, I have stuff there, but I rarely check it. So yeah, Matt says, when you have enough to start an inventory list, wonder if you can use those real line sticker. Yeah, you probably could actually. These stickers, they've got all kinds of different things on there. So they've got, it probably didn't show up on the camera, but I'll just go over what these have on here. Oh, wait a minute, let me go back over to. So they have up at the top, it's the whole row is a month, and so you've got 12 rows that are just months, and then it's got the pound test that goes from 2 all the way to 80 pounds. So you got 2, 4, 6. There's 1 row of 2, 1 row of 4, 2 rows of 2 through 14 by 2s, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. I mean, it's got pretty much all of them. And then it's got B for braid, mono, CP for copolymer, FC for fluorocarbon, and then other labels down here that are just numbers. So you could probably come up with an inventory system, and then, if you wanted to, you could keep it on the card. So, could possibly do that. I'd probably use a spreadsheet, which I don't. I just go down and look, and I know what I have. I just, to think of all of them, to remember all of them, and say I have this many reels right now. Yeah, I don't know. But I do know I have 18 because I bought line for 18 reels for this season. So yeah, there we go. Fire's running nice again. So that is awesome. What else do we want to do? We wanted to move to the next giveaway, right? That's what we wanted to do. What was the next giveaway? Okay, so this This is the 3XL Kistler shirt. So this was going to be the 4X, but we traded that with Paul, who I think it was Paul who won the first one. So this is a 3XL Kistler shirt. Hey, and Paul, the just as a heads up, the 4X is a little bit more of an olive green, or a little bit darker green. This 3X is a little bit more of a I'd call it a sage green, I guess, and I don't have the best lighting, but they're nice and soft. These are what's the brand on these? Oh, these are Gildans, actually. I think a lot of the other ones are Next Levels. So anyway, it's a 3X shirt. Did I miss any questions? Yeah, Bifus Fishing. Always need just one more BFS combo. So I have, I have 18 that I'm planning on using, and that'll probably go up to 20 because I know of 2 others that are en route. So it's. But part of it, here's my justification. I can't speak for you guys, right? But part of it is like, in a way, this is becoming my job, right? Is to test these kind of things and share with you how they work out. And so some of it is, testing new products. I'm starting to get the opportunity to work with brands on when new stuff comes out. And part of it's me just trying to find out the, like fill a gap, right? And so I'm not gonna ruin it because this will be out there. But there is a need that I have, a legitimate. You guys would say it's legitimate too. There's a legitimate need that I have, and so one of those 2 rods is to fill that need. So, okay, we've still got 3 minutes on that. So Rubin Kayaks, why is it priced at $400? So it is a proprietary blank that was created specifically for this line of rods. So that's number one. Like, we're not just pulling something that everybody else can use and get. The blanks on that rod were actually designed, by me, and so I came up with the specs, and they figured out how to make it happen the way Kistler would do it. That's number one. Number two is they are handmade in Texas, and the bottom line is, for the most part, Kistler is a premium rod line. I mean, they have rods that start in the 140 to 200 range, and they have rods that go up to, I think, 600 or 700 is the high end right now. So this is kind of in the middle, and it's just, honestly, with the warranty that's on them, there have been a couple people that have had issues with them, and they replaced them. And so between the brand being U.S. owned, the way Kistler treats their employees, they have many long-term employees. I'm sure they get paid a lot more than workers in mass-produced factories. And honestly, they're hard to keep in stock even at 350, 400. So on the shirts, I can't get up here. So I did not understand this until I got my first Kistler. On the shirt it says, got 1 minute 24 to put big dog if you want. So on these shirts, their tagline is the way fishing should feel, right? You see that on there? It's kind of weird. It's like I'm looking in a mirror, but not exactly. I thought that, man, that's a weird saying, right? I mean, it always feels good being fishing, but there is a difference in, like, when you start fishing with these premium quality products, like, you really can tell the difference. And so, there isn't an industry name for the action of these rods, because they're not fast at all, but they're also not moderate. They're not parabolic. So you know, we kind of broke the mold. And I joked around with Trey. I'm like, well, that's what happens when you have a guy who's hasn't been in the fishing industry his whole life, who's just an engineer, and says, hey, this is what I want the rods to do, right? This is what I want to feel. This is how I want them to help me not lose fish, right? And so that's why they're fairly soft, but still have the backbone that they have, is because, you know, one of the things in bait finesse, you know, the rod should do a ton of the work, and I don't understand why so many rod manufacturers make fast and extra fast rods, and there's not too much in the more moderate side of things. But then to get the sensitivity, you got to do, you know, so there have been few fast and extra fast action rods that have the sensitivity of these Kistler Hunt bait finesse rods. So they're kind of weird. Like, you wouldn't think a rod that is this soft. High and Muddy Fishing. Hey, congrats, man. Congrats on the shirt. Hey, Ramon joined. Nice to see you, buddy. So I've been extremely pleased with how sensitive the rods are. And so, in fact, just in the video probably still won't come out in another 2 weeks or so, but there was a trip recently where I was getting light bites, and I could kind of feel them on the Miracle Bass, but like it didn't have the action to let me really figure out the fish, or to let the fish bite the way they did. And so I switched to the Kistler, and I think the footage, I haven't looked at it yet, but I think the footage is probably going to be incredible on being able to see the difference between them, and also see how I had to wait out these fish and the amount of patience that it took. So so yeah, I get that the Kistlers aren't for everybody, but man, they're spoiling me. That's all I can say. In your opinion, does the Dark Wolf have enough break to cast? Oh yeah, 1/16 1 ounce. Yeah, not a problem. Dark Wolf Ultra is no problem at those weights at all. Let me get a quick drink, and we'll switch to the next giveaway. What's next? Okay, this is another one of these BFS Attic stickers. It's actually a design I did. I have a shirt with it on it too, but I don't know. I just thought it looked cool. Got it on my water bottle. So figured I'd order a few of them and give a few away. Ramon, I never use backing on my BFS bait casters. The two main reasons that I understand that people did it was one, to keep the braid from sort of spinning, and so if you use the right knot, that isn't a problem anyway. But the other one is braid was really expensive, and so they would put mono backing, and then the braid would have something to bite into. And then some people just use electrical tape backing, so I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but they'll put like a roll of electrical tape so that the braid doesn't, spin. But none of that's really all that important. This was asked on the last live stream. I probably break the rules, but Shimano designs most of their spools to do this. I actually tie to the spool. Like I'll use the holes in there and everything, because braid doesn't have any stretch. You do it the right way, and honestly, if I'm going to get spooled, if I feel like I hook into a fish that's going to take it all the way, I'll tighten up the drag and force it to break off at the leader. And I have not had a problem yet. I've seen more people have problems with putting mono on a lightweight BFS spool, and it gradually, because it's got stretch, so it just keeps getting a little bit tighter, and sort of like those those reels and TikToks you see where the rubber bands they put around a watermelon and it explodes. It sort of does that stuff too. So I want to circle back around to Paul real quick. So Paul, my first two BFS reels, actually I can't tell you the first one because I'll probably give away an answer. But the second one, I got it about the same time, was the Dark Wolf Ultra. And if it wasn't for the Dark Wolf Ultra, I may have gone back to fishing finesse with spinning gear. I still took it out. In fact, on the channel, the birthday trout video, I think it was, I called it the ugly trout stream this year. That was the Dark Wolf Ultra. It's the original one that I got, and it still holds up just great. And it's again, you can feel the difference between that and, like, you know, the higher end Shimano's and Daiwas and even some of the Kistler prototype stuff that I've been working on. You feel the difference, but it's still a blast to fish with. And you know, so it's a really solid reel that's held up now for 2 years of abuse. And I think I said in that video, I don't know if it made the edit or not, I have done no maintenance on that reel, and I feel ashamed saying that, but I have so many reels that, you know, it's like, but so with no maintenance, and getting into the rain and muddy water and sand, and it's held up just fine. Okay, so this is 2 minutes left on the BFS Addict sticker. And I don't know if some of the other people have fishing channels that I'm not familiar with, but Ramon Outdoors is a fun fishing channel. He's a guy that I've been talking with basically since I started my channel, and he's been supportive of me, and I'm hoping we might be able to do some creative collaborations this year, and maybe I'll just have you try to join me on a live stream if you're up for that, Ramon. So let me know. Shoot me a message on Instagram or something. Yeah, Matt, there is part of me that feels that way. It's like I do want to try to abuse some of this gear so that I, you know, when I do the long-term reviews and then the extra long terms, and it's why every once in a while people say, well, hey, when are you doing a review of that rod that you unboxed? Well, after I fish with it enough, right? After I abuse it, after I catch some big fish on it, or reel or whatever it is, because it's like, okay, I can go out and cast with it once, and you know, okay, it seems pretty good, but you know, like that situation with the Miracle Bass versus the Kistler, like I want to know that, I want to experience that so that I can share that with you. What it does is sometimes it's a little bit of a limit, but you know, most of these products are going to be on the market for years, so I'm really looking at the long-term game, and but I try to do the unboxing right away. Okay, where are we at? 10 seconds left. Appreciate the questions. Like I said, that's what I enjoy most about these, getting to know you guys a little bit better and answering any questions that come up. I thought I was going to land on my brother-in-law. It's flashed there a couple times. Mike, congrats, Mike. Just real quick, here's contact information again. Just email, Instagram. I typically get notifications on the Facebook page as well. But I spend a ton of time on YouTube and another chat platform called Discord, which I have a small group on there. But this is how you can get in touch with me. Any questions? Yeah, Matt says changed my thinking. The Gecko Bijan is the one that sticks out in my mind because I really didn't like it at first, but the more I used it, the more I started realizing how good it was, and to the point now where it's become like one of my favorite reels. And so, yeah, I mean, you know, if I just would have given up on it after the first 2 trips, been like, okay, it casts great, but I don't like it. But it's, you know, now a year and a half in, it's a great reel. It was always a great reel. I didn't appreciate it for what it was. Okay, this next one's a fun one. Next giveaway is, I think it's fun. Let's go to so, and this is like a reverse mirror. It's so weird. So this logo is from Thomas Custom Lures. One of the guys that I've seen catch the most smallmouth on a crankbait on YouTube is a guy named Jody Cousins. And Jody Cousins is one of the partners in Thomas Custom Lures. And I reached out to him because I wanted to use some of these, and I was like, hey, I'd like to highlight it too. It doesn't show up on this. This is the Morning Dawn color. It's called the Skywalker crankbait. Let's go over to the giveaway now. It's kind of like translucent. Like I can see through the top of it, even though it's got this purple color. So it's really pretty awesome. This is a $15 lure plus shipping. So, but if you're into smallmouth fishing and you fish shallow water, this is a little bit of a shallow runner. I've seen these guys catch 40, 50, 60 fish on one float on this lure. And so being the smallmouth guy that I am, I'm like, okay, I got to get some of this. And I haven't seen Jody on here tonight, so check out River. Let me see if I can. Apparently when I had my little problem, we also had the other thing. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you. But I'm going to try to fix it here on the fly, so we'll see. Yeah, YouTube 2. Yeah, it looks like I lost some of my other feeds, so unfortunately I can't show you a couple of those things. That's weird. I don't know why we lost it. I had that one little glitch. It seemed like it kicked out a few things. So, but anyway, I was going to tell you to check out River Smallmouth Adventures on YouTube. So maybe I can just drop in the chat. Let's see. Hey, thanks, Casey. Thanks for joining us. You guys able to drop that in the chat, I think. So, but yeah, we're just for me, I feel like we're just starting to get into the crankbait season. So, I'm looking forward to late spring through fall. I got a handful of these. It's got a little bit of a rattle in it. And again, I wish I could show you the translucence of it, but it's they've got Hayabusa hooks. They've got high quality hooks on them. So this is not one that you're going to have to like update your hooks again. Can we see the? I mean the paint. Yeah, you can kind of see. I think you can kind of tell maybe. I'm looking at the wrong screen. Let's switch this over here. Still 2 minutes. Skywalker is the name. The paint job on this thing is just incredible. They got a lot of different colors, but this is his favorite and his top producer. So he said, you know, send you an extra one of those to give away when I made my order. So my go-to crankbait color for early spring, you know, the crayfish color typically works, but I've never been a huge crankbait person. It's one of the things I'm trying to get a little bit better at fishing it. You know, I've heard people say it's an idiot lure, which means you just got to cast it out and reel back, or you're an idiot if you don't use it. Well, you know, so either ways. But I just haven't had a ton of luck. But the Money Badger in Blaze Orange is definitely the crankbait that I've caught the most fish on, and most of those are in the spring as well. But so there's probably a skill component to that as much as the lures, but anything sort of like red crayfish color, orange, that's what I pick up first. Although lately, locally, white patterns have been working really well in the rivers. So my types of soft plastics. I mean, I don't necessarily have a preference. I use a lot of Senko style worms. Um, I go through phases where I'm using Ned rigs, um, Hellgrammites, crayfish. I actually, um, like crayfish style lures would probably be good. Something like that. If you want to send a few, I'd appreciate it. I'll give you a shout out. Oh, looks like the winner's up for the lure. Let's see who's going to win. Hey, Feather. Congrats, man. Yeah, as far as this spring, so I'm going to go to the next giveaway just to keep things moving. This is another one of those Kistler swag kits with the hat, the line reminder labels. Kistler BFS would be it. This spring, up until a month ago, probably a month and a half, I'd never caught a fish on a tube. It's another one of those lures that they say just instantly catches fish. I had never been able to make it work, and so now for this spring, that's about all I've been catching smallmouth on, which is kind of cool. And I've already caught a fish that was about as big as my largest smallmouth last year on the tube. So I've been staying with the tube for a while just to get kind of dialed into that approach. But I got to start throwing a crankbait here real soon because it's gonna that bite's gonna pick up. Okay, then after this, we'll take a quick liquids break, and then we'll do the second trivia thing of the night. Think of that, but sorry, I've been over here playing around with trying to figure some other stuff out. So. It's a little late, but I wanted to show you. This is River Smallmouth Adventures, and actually, his last video was with the Skywalker crankbaits. So it's he's got a good channel. He should get more views. He's a much better fisherman than I am, but he uses that Skywalker a lot, which I don't blame him. I mean, it's his lure, so it's just like I use my rods a lot too, but. I got one piece of the action back. I haven't been able to get the trivia game back the way I had it set up earlier. Okay, back to the comments so I can see what's going on. Yeah, no problem, Feather. Shoot me a... Ooh, core shot worm molds? Yeah, those would be awesome. Anything kind of green. The one lake that I I fish a lot is very clear water, and it's where I fish worms more than anything else. Oh, the giveaway. This is the another one of those Kistler swag kits. It's got the, we've given away, I think this is the 4th one of the night. Trey sent me a ton of stuff, so. Has anyone tried the Nat Mini crankbait? I haven't even heard of it. Anybody on here get on the any of the Era glide bait drop tonight? Anybody managed to get any? They sold out in 2 minutes. 20 seconds. Then we're going to take a quick. I think I'm still okay on my liquid, so that's good. But we will take a quick break. I wonder if I can. Can I just do browser only? Here comes the winner. Mike, awesome. Sticker and a swag kit. I am all water tonight, Jay. Believe it or not, I'm just drinking water tonight. But I'm out in the glass, but I have the water bottle still nice and filled here. So, congrats, Mike. Yeah, I mean, hey, the cool thing is, like, I've got almost 20 giveaways. There's 26 people online, so you know, you got some chances. That's for sure. Hey, so we are going to take a quick break. I thought what I would do, instead of just like leaving dead screen here, I'm going to show not Jumbotron's last video, but the reason I want to show one of Ryan's videos is he has been one of my earliest subscribers, and he has been, you know, he comments on almost all my videos, and of course I do his too. His content is good, and he was one of the winners, I think, in the spring bass. About 2 years ago, I did a spring, like I fished every day in May, and he was one of the winners on that. So I'm going to play his video, and we'll take a quick break. It's about a 2.5 minute video, and so I'll be back by the end of it, and then we'll see if everybody's here, and we'll start the next trivia game in like 5 minutes. So that would be 9:18 by my watch. So here we go.
Alright, how's it going? It's a little bit later in the day than I normally start, but I had a few hours and I really been stressed about work and stuff like that, so I wanted to get some fishing in. And it's a gorgeous day, middle of November, blue skies. Air temperature's in the 60s. The flow's a little low, but you know, it's fishing, so hopefully I can connect with some and we'll see how it goes. So stay tuned. Oh, there's a fish. I got one. I don't have a net. So I'm just gonna try to keep this guy in the water until I can get my hand wet already. Let's make this fast, buddy. Alright, there we go. Little brownie. Nice fish. Alright, set you free. Go away. Right back to where he was. Awesome. Alright, we didn't get skunked. Just gotta pay attention to where you see them. Those little splashes. I just heard another one over there. Right, there's rings right on the surface, so let's see if we can do it again. Oh my God. Well, it wasn't my best day of fishing, but I didn't get skunked, so I'm pretty happy I got to come out here, and it's not bad for November, so I appreciate you stopping by. If you can, hit that like button. If you'd like to, leave a comment below, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and until next time, I will catch you later.
Yeah, I know it was a short video, but it was a short break. Maybe I should have done a teaser. Could you guys hear that, by the way, just as a test? See, Ramon, you're probably already gone. I'm not sure. Okay, now, man, 2 minutes. And see, we take a little break. Everybody's like, oh, hey, we got to. Yeah, that definitely was a short video. But again, I thought it was a good commercial break, so to speak, without inserting a commercial. What pound test fluoro have I been? So 6 and 12 are the two. So why 12? The 12, when I get into waters where I think there may be pike, muskie, or something like that, I will sometimes throw, or a lot of structure and debris, I will sometimes throw 12-pound leader, so that's that. But then the 6-pound is, because that's right around what I'd want to use, and that's the leader that I use, you know, probably close to 90% of the time. So that's the weight that I've been going. Okay, what else? Have you used the dial with the BF? Yeah. So we talked about that a little bit, MKR, earlier, but yeah, the casting has been great. I did put a couple decent fish on it in a video that'll come out soon. I've kind of been surprised. It casts really well. I mean, it feels really good for a conversion. So yeah, no shame in winning twice, Matt. Don't worry about it. I'm just catching up on comments. Yeah, it is beautiful country. I mean, it's I love watching them, mainly just for, you know, they're so relaxing and peaceful with the music and the scenery. He's got one where he climbs up to an alpine lake and takes a canoe with him. That was absolutely insane. So yeah, I can put a Jumbotron link in the chat for sure. I mean, part of it, you know, anybody who jumps on here, it's a good friend of mine. I'm gonna share that too. So, and honestly, I think the secret to YouTube in general is building relationships and stuff. And so Good. I'm glad you could hear. I thought you'd be able to, but I wasn't entirely sure. So Derek has a question. We'll get to that here in just a... Actually, I'm going to answer Derek's question, and then just I'll give everybody a little bit more time to get to the next trivia game. So, panfish and bass up to 8 pounds. So I think that the question comes down to like what size lures are you going to throw, because you know, like I could easily run like the Major Craft fine-tailed glass, which I use for trout most of the time, but it will easily handle an 8-pound bass. I have no doubt about that. And I think it casts from like 1.5 or 2 grams up to 8 or 10. So that's a great one. If anybody else has any recommendation, I'm struggling to come up with another one off the top of my head for that range, just because it's like, I think when I'm thinking panfish, I'm like really lightweight stuff. You know, that's in that 1 to 1.5 gram size. But then to have the backbone, I mean, obviously, you know, this is an easy answer, but you know, you know, those Kistler hunt rods, you know, they're designed to do that. But that's the problem. Like it's hard to find a budget rod that can do all of that. The Major Craft isn't cheap. I don't remember exactly what it is, 150, 170, something like that. You know, and then the other thing is like, well, what's handle an 8-pound bass mean? You know, you may be able to land it on an Obsession, you know, trout sensation. But if you're going to do that consistently, it may get to be pretty tough. So Ray, I used to use only spinning. You know, I mean, typically the 2500 size is typically the sort of the go-to that a lot of guys are going to use for bass. At least, you know, again, definitely in the smallmouth circles. You know, and then the speed comes down to I've always in spinning gear, because you know you're not going to use the spinning gear if you have bait casting stuff. You're not going to use the spinning stuff for most of your moving baits. So the fastest speed you can get, I typically think is the best, because it allows you to pick up that slack in a lot of those finesse techniques. Really, float fishing is the main thing that I think spinning is a lot better at than bait finesse at this point. But if you're going to throw hair jigs and you need to throw them super long distance in clear water, spinning out a 7-foot spinning rig is still better than any bait finesse. You're going to outcast bait finesse on that, and I would just get a high speed 2500 reel if I was going to do it. Okay, I think I'm caught up on the questions. Okay, everybody ready for the next trivia game? Trying to get set up here because I remember that this isn't where I wanted it to be. Okay, here we go. So this trivia game is about the channel, and so I tried to put this one together for kind of like the fans of the channel, so to speak, the people that have been there for a long time, as a little bit of a thank you. So you know, if you're a newer subscriber, I love you and I appreciate it. And you know, if this is the first time you've been here, let me know in the chat. So I really appreciate it. But this is a 5,000 subscriber giveaway, so I wanted to at least maybe make a little bit of a slant towards the people that have watched, you know, most of the 100 or 200 some videos that I've got out there. So this will start in a minute, a little under a minute. Oh, what do we win? So this is a Mule fishing gift card. Same thing, whoever the winner is, I'll put you in touch with. There's a chance, can't remember what Ethan and I talked about. He may just send me a code and I'll send you the code. So, but yeah, it's a mule fishing gift card. And it being Easter weekend, it may be a couple days for me to get the codes to you for these two, but I'll get them to you as soon as I can. 'Cause there's going to be a custom code set up for you. Yeah, Ray, I don't do a lot of lives. I do want to do more of them, and these have been so fun that I'm going to keep doing more of them. But and again, tonight it was just like, well, let me try a few things and see if we can just have a little bit more fun with it, and make it more than just a basic Q&A. And so I think for the most part this is going pretty well. So here we go. We're getting started. Here's question number 1 coming up. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all you have to type in. So what was the original name of the Aaron Hunt Fishing Channel? Some of these are still kind of easy, but yeah. Yeah, Ray, when it comes to mule fishing, part of what I love about them, and in fact, Ramon, who was on earlier, is really tight with him as well. The pretty much everything he makes is finesse, and so anything he sells works for bait finesse fishermen, and I really like that. James, we're doing another giveaway, so that you must be on a little bit of a delay again. So this is another one of those trivia games. Next question's coming up in 3 seconds. So what species of fish was the first catch for me on bait finesse gear? And amazingly, that trip is still one of my most watched fishing trip videos. So I actually caught it at that same stream that I called the Ugly Trout Stream in a recent video, and I think I even mentioned it in that video. So, hey Derek, thank you, appreciate it. Next question's coming up. What popular reel did I start with and didn't like? Kind of glad I caught myself earlier in the stream and I didn't give this one away. I'll make another comment after the time's up. So it's also part of why I was so disappointed in Daiwa's bait finesse releases this year, because they basically just took my least favorite JDM reel and released it with a different name in the US. So. Okay, next question coming up in about 10 seconds. So what's my favorite non-alcoholic beer? Probably hear my sister typing right now, like, you like non-alcoholic beer? But So I like this beer so much. Eventually, I'm hoping to get into some sort of, affiliate partnership deal with them. But it's been a long haul. They have a lot of pretty big creators. So yeah, Athletic Brewing. Anybody who's into IPAs and craft beer, I think this is an amazing beer to take out on the water with you because it tastes like an IPA, but it doesn't have the alcohol. So, okay, what brand of kayak is used on the channel? Oh, it's kind of easy, probably. But if you're kind of new, you may not have seen kayak videos in the last 5 months. So. Kind of like that this system like randomizes it pretty well too, because I don't have to put them in any order and it just takes care of it. Oh, man. Yeah, it's a Hobie. Still like my Hobie Outback. Plan on doing more kayak videos this year. Just plan on doing more videos total, to be honest with you, but definitely going to do some more kayak stuff. Okay, question 6. What other business do I do to pay the bills for the channel? Yeah, Ray, I was thinking of you when you said you were sort of been watching the last couple months. If you haven't watched the back videos, then all you've seen is winter fishing. No kayaks in the winter for me. At least not yet. Once I get the right gear, maybe. This one got a lot of people. That's good. And I see a couple very familiar names that got it right, so. I only mention it like once every 3 to 6 months, the eBay thing, but I do mention it fairly consistently because it's, part of what I do. Okay. Which state was the first BFS retreat that I had? Fourteen more seconds. So while that's calculating, it was this retreat that actually led to the Kistler thing. So I need to do more of them probably, but it was a good time. So here we go. Here's the answer. It was in Florida. Okay, the last question. What state did I grow up in? There's at least one person on here that should get this one. Da-da. 10 more seconds. I'm actually curious who's going to win this one. Hey, Southwest Indiana. Did you just join, or if I missed some of your responses earlier? Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. So yeah, West Virginia. My sister is like, yeah, that's why I haven't answered. So okay, so who won this one? Hey, congrats, PTP. I did not go. Let me get back over here. I did not go to WVU. I went to a little college called Bethany College in northern West Virginia. But you've probably seen me with the Titleist hat with the West Virginia logo on the side. So yeah, so congrats on that win. We've been going for 2 hours. Does anybody want to continue on with some giveaways? There's still 30 people on. We're gonna go on to the next one. How about that? Okay, because there's some new people on too. So this is the Kistler swag kit again. It's got the line reminder labels. It has Kistler team hat. It has chapstick, which is really good chapstick, and it's got a little key floaty thing in case you're clumsy like me, and it's got a sunglasses bag. And earlier we jumped on the website and we started figuring out that it's probably over $50 worth of stuff. So and I think I've mentioned a few times that Kistler hat, I'm not sure it's ever been sold on the website, but it is the same hat that was worn at the Bassmaster Classic this year. Dun, 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 dun. If anybody else has any other questions? Happy Easter to you too, Ray. Don't forget to reach out to me. And I haven't checked email, obviously, since we've been on here, but reach out. Let me know. I got some stuff to send you. Dun, 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 dun. Go-to BFS lure. Honestly, if nothing else is working now, so there's two. I'll give you a bass one and I'll give you a trout one. So if nothing else is working, pretty much both of these. If I'm going bass fishing, I hardly ever go without this one lure, and it's the Nico Hellgrammite, specifically in the UV Black Aurora. And I feel like if they're not hitting anything else, at least I can throw that on a Ned and throw it out there, and I typically catch a fish. I mean, it's at the very least I'm going to get a bite. Yeah, Jumbotron knew it. Yeah, and then he knows the answer for the trout too. I guarantee it. Maybe he'll pop it in the comments before I get to it. But the with trout, same thing. Like I'll try a lot of different things. Yeah, he's saying wonder if Panther Martin is next. If I can't get anything else, I'll throw on a Panther Martin, black with the yellow spots, and a gold blade. Now I do sometimes. The Smith ARS spinner is very similar to a Panther Martin. It's a little bit different sound, and so sometimes I'll throw that on instead on a tough day. But those are my sort of my go-tos. Now, rarely am I starting the day with those, and so I usually have a plan to do something else. But if the plans A through E or whatever it is don't work out, then I'm like, screw it, I'm going to put on a Ned rig, and I'm going to give me that Black Aurora Hellgrammite. So Brian, hey, happy to hear you've been getting the 2X of workout already. It's yeah, I've been landing some nice bass on it too, and I almost took it to. I did some trout fishing Wednesday night at a sort of a private stock pond, and the rumor was there were some 5-pounders in there, and we didn't get any 5-pounders, but probably a few 3.5-pounders. I was going to take it, and I'm like, no, the 3X is more than capable, so I took the 3X out, and it was, you know, it had no problems with it. Um, poppers, poppers with BFS. My favorite one is, um, man, what was the name of it? Gary Yamamoto makes a little popper, and they may be out of production. I buy them off of eBay most of the time, but there's a little Yamamoto popper that I think is fantastic. I have like the Rebel Wii Pop R, I think it's called. I have that. I have a couple other little poppers, but same thing when I start thinking about poppers, one of the first ones I think of is that Yamamoto. And I think I only have one of them at this point, but you rarely lose a popper. I mean, it's a bad cast usually or a bad break, and um, so Great Lakes finesse. So you mean like doing bait finesse in the Great Lakes, or is there a Great Lakes finesse style instead of a Midwest finesse style that you're hinting at? I hadn't heard of it. When I lived up on Lake Erie years ago, I was basically a finesse guy, but with spinning gear. I wasn't into bait finesse back then, and so yeah, I mean, tons of smallmouth and steelhead stuff like that. So, okay, it's a bait company, it's a brand. No, I have not tried any Great Lakes finesse. Ray, I thought you were leaving. Hey Ray, all of your friends are going to be wearing Kistler hats. Brian, yes, I do think I will build a 2500 at some point. I'm constantly keeping an eye on out for a good deal on one. So I will be doing one at some point. Let's get to the next. Might be the last one. No, there's two more. I got one. Okay, another BFS sticker. Then I'll get back to the comments. For those who aren't here, this is just this little sticker. It kind of looks like this on my water bottle. So last one of those to go tonight. Yeah, Brian, I do expect at some point I will go down that very, very deep rabbit hole and build one. So, like I said, keeping an eye out for them. Oh, Great Lakes is owned by Pradco. Okay, I'll check it out. So crankbaits. So I think this is around a 7-gram crankbait. We gave away one of these earlier. The Thomas Custom Lures Skywalker, fantastic. The two that I probably catch more fish on is the Lucky Craft LC 0.3. I think it is. It might be a 1.0. But the Lucky Craft. I feel like it's a 0.3. It's a fairly small lure, but I've had good luck on it. And then the Berkley Money Badger, they make it in a lot of different sizes. So they make a 1/5 ounce, and that one dives a little bit deeper. And for those of you guys, make sure that when you type BFS sticker that there's no spaces in it. I want to make sure you get in. So kind of glad we probably keeping these at 5 minutes, gives people plenty of time and gives us a chance to catch any of the typos. So those two. The other one is, I'm not a huge Googan baits fan, but the Googan makes what's that little? They make a little crankbait. Let's see if I can find it right now. The name's escaping me right now. micro banger maybe. Ooh. Oh yeah, mini banger. That's what it is. So it's the Guggen. Still got 2.5 minutes. Remember, it's BFS sticker. I'm going to see if I can show this on the. So Guggen makes this banger in the mini size. I don't know if it says on their website what the specs are on that, but it's a fairly small one. It maybe 4 grams or something. And then there's this color right here, this Ghost Gill. There are days when, so I fish a couple lakes that are primarily bluegill forage, and if the wacky worm isn't working, if the money badger doesn't work, then this little guy usually will catch something. So. Yeah, they're the only Guggen baits I use too, so let's see you, sis. Have a good one. Revolver. Is that the one that has like the middle? I think the plopper's in the middle. Yeah, it's you know, and honestly, one of the channels that I still watch fairly often is John B. And you know, he has some great storytelling and great cinematography. Sometimes he gets a little too much into the, you know, the bro fisherman type thing, and so I don't watch all those. But some of his videos are fantastic. So. And likewise, some people probably look at some of my videos and like, man, you hardly catch any fish in some of these videos, and they don't watch them, and that's okay. So, yeah, feather. So there's at least 3 of us that like that bluegill color. So no more lure giveaways. I think I got one more. I think I got one more of those Kistler swag giveaways, and that's all I have planned for the night. So one more coming up after this one. Uh-oh, lost me. Anybody else still see me? Yeah, it sounds like Jacob can, so. Okay, cool. Yeah, another soft plastic guy that I do use from time to time is AAFC Bait Company. It's Anglers in Action for Christ. So I like the mission behind it. He's a great guy. He's actually the guy that connected me with Trey Kistler, so there's a little bit of debt of gratitude there too. So let's see who wins this sticker. But his prices are also really good, and does some nice different colors and good combos. I haven't seen him do any core shot stuff though, and it's something I wanted to try this year. So if we can connect, Mike, I'd happy to do that. Hey, my sister won the sticker. That's awesome. I can just hand carry that one to her. Although I probably won't see her for still several weeks, so let's just jump into this last video. I don't know if she's still on or not. She said she was going to jump off, but she must have got in before that. Uh-oh. Okay, I got to edit this one real quick. Hold on. See, even the... Oh, hey, so I just learned how to draw the winner again. And so we're going to stick with that. So Matt, you won the last one. Let me see. I think that might be all I had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I apologize for the way that last one went down a little bit, but I learned something about how to do these and how we could have redone the things. But so Matt, you got the last one there. I think what happened. Well, anyway, I'm not going to explain what happened. I know what happened, so I hopefully won't make that mistake again. But I did learn something, and so that second one, we could have redrawn a winner up there. We'll keep that in mind for the next time we do giveaways. So, any other questions? Would there be anybody? I don't think I can create one on the fly. Or can I? I was trying to see if I could add another one, and it doesn't look like I can while the stream is going on. So have to do that stuff. Hey, nope. So this, sorry, hey. We're gonna leave that there. I'm gonna switch over to this. Okay. So thank you guys. Appreciate everybody being here. What is my favorite of all the videos I've made? So, who asked that? High and Muddy. That's a good question. Honestly, I feel like the one that probably has actually, I'll give you two. There are two that probably have the best memories for me. I was trying to think if there's another one that and there's another one I really like the intro to, but so and again, don't know if anybody wants to hang out, but I could even show these videos potentially, but so the first really big bass that I caught on the first Kistler prototype, I still really enjoy that video because I should not have been able to land that bass, and I'm convinced that it was because of the action of the rod, the way it was able to really act as a shock absorber. So I had a 19.5-inch bass that took me around one tree right when I hooked it, and I was in the kayak, so I had to sort of circle around to get to the bass, and then as I was trying to get around that tree, he wrapped me around another submerged branch of a different tree, and it was about a 5+ minute fight, and I still can't believe I caught that fish. And so that one is extremely memorable to me, and it was really the first like heavy litmus test of the new rod design. And so that one, it was the biggest bass of last year even, and so I definitely remember that one. The other one is probably my first peacock bass down in Florida. I was on a paddleboard, and the fishing was a little tough. It was kind of like post spawn for the peacock bass, and it just but it took some effort. But I did catch the peacock bass, and that was is memorable for me. That was like one of those bucket list fish, so that one was pretty cool. And then that same trip, this was the Florida, bait finesse retreat. I hooked into what at the time I thought was a snook, but now I think about it, it's probably a tarpon. The intro to that video, I still think is one of my better intros, and so I like that one. But I do have some stuff that I'm coming, hoping to make here in the next couple months that should be better. Yeah, guys, so I was in the Sarasota, Bradenton area for that retreat, and I knew that they didn't have peacocks in there, but I had a chance to drive down to Naples, and Naples is like the northernmost spot that you can find them, and I did see a giant one though. So normally the peacocks in Florida are a little on the smaller side. I think the one I caught was maybe 14, 15 inches or so. But late in the day, and I didn't catch it until towards the end, and then by the time I identified what it was, it saw me and was spooked. It had to have been well over 22 inches or so. It was humongous, but it was sitting on, it looked like it might have still been sitting near a bed or guarding fry or something, but the thing was immense, and the wind was blowing so bad at that point that like I said, by the time I saw it, I didn't get a chance at it. So, but yeah, those are. I mean, it sounds weird. So I watch I watch all my videos before I put them out, like 4 or 5 times, like in the editing process. Like once I'm done, I just put it on full screen here on like I think this is a 32-inch TV in front of me. Um, you know, so I watch it 4 or 5 times, and I want to make sure that I don't get completely bored with it, right? And so I still go back and watch some of my old videos. I'm like, oh, that was a good video. I like it. So, um, yeah, so the peacock, they are very similar to smallmouth in the way they fight, but the difference is they have a stronger body for some reason. Like, you know, even that one that I caught that was like the first one that was like 14 or 15 inches. I didn't measure it at the time. I was just so thrilled to catch it. Um, I mean, it really was putting some torque on my wrist when I was trying to hold it. So they do tend to, they seem like they have a stronger structure than smallmouth, which is awesome. Paddleboard and alligator seems like a no-go. Yeah, so I was kind of nervous on the one river I was on. That again, in hindsight and doing a little bit more research, I probably found a winter hole for tarpon on this river, and just the size of some of the fish that were in the water at times, and the fact that there were gators in the area, it was a little nerve-wracking to be on the paddleboard. I didn't think that through when I worked out the deal with the paddleboard company to send it to me to use during the so that it did limit a little bit of what I did between that, and there was some, they call it red tide, so I couldn't do some of the stuff in the bay that I was planning on doing. So you know, and then it was like 97 degrees the whole time I was down there. So it was a weird trip, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, snakehead. So this is another one of those, like, there was rumored to be snakehead about 3 hours from me in Pennsylvania. And so I'm hoping to get there this year and give that a try. I definitely want to catch some snakehead too. Okay, what else we got? Anything else? Throw this up real quick again. Contact info for anybody who won anything. Email first, Instagram second, Facebook, and then TikTok. You know, it's like I'm on there, but it'll be a long time before I get back to you. So, just being honest. Yeah, I'm always up to go fishing with other people, as long as you're okay being in a video. They don't all make it. I'd say 75% of my videos that I record get out, probably in that ballpark. And then some, for whatever reason, sometimes I don't catch any fish, and I can't come up with a good story for it. I do still try to tell a story in my videos a little bit. But so it's just like nothing goes right, and the video quality wasn't great, and everything, you know, I don't make it. It's not must-see TV, you know what I mean? So, okay, any other last questions? We've been on here a while. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Actually, one last shout out to Ryan Jumbletron channel. His 500 subscriber live stream. No, Swag Kit's done. That was me screwing up. They're all gone. So, is during his, I was sort of like on a little bit of a roll at the time, and I was below 1,000, and he gave me another shot out there, and honestly, a couple of the guys that are on here, I think, came from Ryan's channel as well. So I really appreciate the support that he's given, you know, the entire time here, and I kind of feel like, you know, we're good friends already, but one of these days we'll get to go fishing in Colorado together. So. Okay. Well, hey, I think I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. So I appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun. Some of you guys hung with me a lot longer than I thought you would. Man, Arcurio was one of the guys that helped me test today, and he was stuck driving. So hopefully you can watch the replay. But Next goal, 10,000. Absolutely. Hopefully, we'll get there by the end of the year. And that's just going to mean I got to create more and better content this year. So thanks, guys. Congrats to all the winners. I got the list here just to keep track of it. I'll also find out if the software gives me a list too. But I don't think it'll give me the names, but we'll see. So thanks, guys. I will see you the next time we do this, hopefully sometime in April.